Good evening, this is Tony McCarthy, Stronger, Fitter, Faster, speaking again about vegans and vegetarians' protein sources. So to sort of clear the air with what the deal is, the World Health Organization says, and this is what they claim, that vegetarians and pescatarians have actually the closest amount of protein needed for a healthy diet, and that people that eat meat are actually over consuming protein. So if you're vegetarian or pescatarian, then you're eating more in line with what they recommend. So now moving on basically to a little bit about what are going to be the best sources. I had a previous upload of the best sources of proteins for vegetarians without meat in them, and I'm going to sort of like discuss a little bit about what you should actually choose and why. So basically, proteins is a word for a group of amino acids, okay, essential amino acids, and basically some of these the body can produce inside the body, and some that can't. So the essential some of the essential amino acids sometimes don't always appear in all of the vegetarian protein sources, but I'm going to basically go through the protein sources that match almost identically to egg. So egg is basically the purest form of protein, and that's a mark of 1. Okay, I don't need to explain too much about it, but it's a mark of 1. Okay, so everything is graded on how close it is to 1 in decimal points behind it. Okay, so corn is a complete protein source. Okay, it has all 8 essential amino acids. Okay, corn is a complete protein source, and it has a mycoprotein PDCAAA for mycoprotein of 0.91. Okay, beef is 0.92. all right, so corn is 0.01 of a decimal point behind beef as a protein source. Yeah, so that's that straight away. Milk and egg are the purest form of protein, at 1, and then soya protein is another one of the few plant proteins that contains all of the essential amino acids, and that's 0.94. So basically, if your diet as a vegetarian is going to have protein, and you want it to be as high as it can be without having to manipulate with supplements, then basically eat corn, milk, egg and soya. Okay, so I'll say that one more time. For your healthy diet, all you have to do is eat corn, soya, milk and egg. Obviously put some fish in there if you can, if that's not against your diet, but those sources are going to be the best. So have those in all your meals as your protein sources, and then everything else that I discussed in the last episode about other protein sources is just an added on. So don't be having just a meal of nuts as your protein source, or of lentils, or of seeds. Have these these 4 have corn, milk, egg or soya protein in your diet, and obviously milk is a drink, so I mean you're going to have that in cheese, so you don't want to have too much of that. So basically corn, egg and soy protein, you're going to be fine. Alright, so now we're going to talk about slimming a little bit, and it's basically the same for meat eaters as it is for vegetarians. So I'm going to go through how we do this. Okay, so what you want to do to work out your calorie intake is you want to measure your body weight, and then you want to times that by 12. So say you are 180 pounds, you'll multiply that by 12 and you'll get 2,160 total calories. So that's your calorie demand, and this is for a slimming or cutting diet. Okay guys, bearing in mind you're probably going to be working three to four times a week. Okay, so just do this. Okay, measure your body weight in pounds, multiply it by 12. That's how many calories you need to sustain you. Okay, you can obviously play with this as you move forward, but this is at least a starting point. Okay, so then to work out what ratios of food we need. Okay, so we've got then protein, carbohydrates and fat. So that's how we're going to break the ratios of each meal down, or at least the day. All right, guys. So protein, we want to go for about 1 gram for every pound of a body weight. Okay. So if you're going to be 180 pound, you're going to need 180 grams. Now there's one little catch, okay, and what that is we want to work out what our body fat percentage is. Okay, so then what we want to do is, if our body fat percentage is more than 17%, women will probably go for 20%, so you're going to be a little bit beefier than men. Then you want to multiply lean body mass by 1.1. Okay, so for example, you weigh 180 pounds, but 20% is body fat. That means lean body mass is 80% of 180, or 144 pounds. So multiply that by 1.1, you get a protein requirement of 158 grams. I hope you're staying with me, okay? And I can work out how to do your body fat percentage. There's some calculations that we can use by taking some measurements from around the body. We can use skin calipers as well, okay? So that's another thing, but that's a little bit aside. So now we want to calculate how many carbs we need, okay? So no matter sort of like what your weight is, basically you want to keep your carbs between sort of like 100 to 300 grams. So let's just take for an example that we're going to go for the middle road, 150 grams, okay guys, of carbs per day. It's not a lot, it's 3 sort of bowls of porridge basically. So just do that. All right, the on a slimming diet you want to have less carbs, more fat. All right, so to calculate your fat, what we want to try and remember is that each gram of protein uses 4 calories as well. Okay, so so what we do is we add up all of the calories that the carbs and the protein are gonna have in our nutrition. So we've got 180 grams of protein plus 150 grams of carbs, which totals 330. So we times 330 by the calories which those per grams of food will produce. So that will make up to 3,320 calories so far. Okay, but we know that we need about 2,160 calories in total. So we're a few short. So we deduct 1,320 from 2,160, and we get 840. So that's how many calories we have left in the diet that we need to make up with from fat. So each gram of fat contains 9 calories. So if we divide 840 by 9, that works out to be about 93 grams of fat. Okay guys, so breaking it down, total calories is going to be 2,160, broken down as 180 grams of protein, 150 grams of carbs, 93 grams of fat. Okay guys, now don't forget, a rule of thumb is that we want to have about 0.4 to 0.6 grams of fat per pound of body weight. We want to have less carbs, more fat. Okay, if you're going to have more carbs, have less fat. It's sort of how it works. Okay guys, we could talk about metabolic typing as well at a later point, but let's just get this nailed out. In general, fat is going to make you feel less hungry. Carbs will make you feel hungry. So to have more fat in your diet, then it's going to be beneficial for you. What do we do? Okay, so supplementation. This is what I get all of my top clients on, and this is what gets them super results. Okay, we supplement with branch chain amino acids. Okay, these are the amino acids that you can't readily get inside your body, so you have to get them from your food sources. So it's a way of adding them into your diet. Also, we can't always get all the fat we need from our diet. So what do? We use omega-3, 6 and 9s, your fish oils or your CLA. Okay, so basically you're going to have about 9 tablets of fish oils per day. Okay, simple as that. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you need any more information. Oh, and a little tip, as your weight falls down, you start to recalculate everything, so you don't want to be over consuming too many calories. Okay guys, alright then, I hope that has been great. And if you've got any questions, give me a call back or contact me through the website, which is www.strongerfitterfaster. Thank you very much and happy eating. Thank you.